And here we go. Little fluffy cliff. Here's the sheep trail. Looks like he's coming our way. Hopefully we can scare him away. Alright. I don't do the formal fucking video shit.
Forgot your drink. Oh, you didn't.
Yeah, we'll just let the camera rip. If anybody wants to listen, they can listen.
Ah.
If not, who gives a shit?
I will say one thing to the people that that follow your page. Thank you.
Well,
you know, for helping me out.
Yeah.
In a pretty tough time.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong group of people, man. Fuck, when we put GoFundMe's out there, or whatever. People need prayers, whatever, man. They answer.
There's one guy, and I can't remember his name, and I wouldn't put his name out there anyway, but I don't know him from a hole in the wall. You don't either, but he gave me $1,000.
Nice.
It's like, oh, crap. You know, with all the shit that's going on in the world, you got the people are saying they got the dark and the light, and, you know, one's going to take the other one over. I think just the generosity of people that you see in certain times, it proves that we will win this little battle that we're in.
Oh, God. This channel, well, I got, sometimes, I think the most views is 10 million views in a month.
Well,
but the majority of the people are good, solid, good, solid people, right? But yeah, but another thing too is, I mean, I keep dropping the hints, not the hints, but the facts. We are all we got.
That's right.
We only got each other. That's it. That is it. You know what I mean?
The problem with that is we're scattered all over the freaking world. And
Yeah.
we all have to be in one spot to
Scattered around the world and forced into frickin' complying somewhat, right?
power numbers and shit like that.
So what exactly frickin' happened anyway? I forgot to even ask.
I've got a cellar, underground cellar, and I had a bit of a water problem, and some water got into the side wall and washed a bunch of dirt away. And the temperature in my cellar started getting too cold, because when it's minus 25 and my cellar was +4, +5, which is perfect for potatoes and carrots and stuff. And so anyway, that wall got washed down a bit, so my temperature got cold. So I had an old heater I put down there, and I guess I got it's a regulator that's separate from on the tank, and it leaked. And I went down there, and the propane in the cold went low, and I bent down.
No.
8 foot by 8 foot square box underground.
No shit.
And I was in the middle of it.
Did you get knocked out?
Took me down to one knee.
So you weren't knocked out.
No, it didn't knock me out, or I'd be dead. I wouldn't have got out of there. In
That's
all the
us.
years I worked in the oil patch, we were always told in all the orientations you go through, don't breathe in fire. And for some reason, my subconscious remembered, don't breathe in fire. And that's why I didn't breathe, or you would have sucked down the flame and you would have burnt my lungs and my esophagus. And then I probably wouldn't have got out.
How long did it take to get out?
I don't know.
What'd you do when you got out?
Fast. I rolled around in the snow.
Then what? Like, where did you take off from here or phone somebody?
You know, I'd take the dog off me, but my pup, he decided he thought I was playing. So I put myself out and got, my face was burning pretty good, and I burnt, like I had a big beard, and it burnt pretty much all that off, just a bit left. And that probably saved my face, actually, because from here up is brand new skin. It's
What?
Brand new. I burnt 2 layers of skin off. I lost wrinkles. I got a scar that's not so good anymore. It's still, my head is still.
You better say that on camera. All those celebrities are going to start burning their
They
faces
do.
off.
$20,000. It's a machine that comes by and burns their face, and my face is fixed, and not fixed, but cleared up pretty good after a week and a half.
Crazy.
So, but after I,
Start posing for GQ magazine and shit then.
well, my hand modeling career's out, so I got to do something.
So how long? How long is that going to be like that?
A year.
1 year.
I got special gloves coming. These are just temporaries. I got them in black though.
So what'd you do? So you drive yourself in?
No, after I put myself out, I went and got a fire extinguisher and went back in. And I had
Put
skin.
myself out.
I had skin hanging from the heel of my hand below my fingers, past my fingers. My skin was hanging down. And then I went and put it out, and then I called for help. And a friend of mine down the road, he was out with his kids, so he didn't get to me until about an hour. So
Travis?
yeah. So I looked in the mirror and looked at myself and went, oh shit, I'm probably not going to be home tonight. So I went in, I winterized my toilet, and I got changed and kind of got everything settled up a bit. And the only thing I didn't do was drain my on-demand propane system, but it didn't freeze. I was lucky.
When the pain set in?
About the time I got into the truck, stopped and got a big garbage bag full of snow and had my hands in it, and I was putting it in there. And at that time, that was all that hurt. Then I got to the hospital, and they took my shirt off, and from my crack of my butt halfway up my back was just 3rd-degree burns. That's where I got the skin grafts on my back, and I didn't even feel it because all the nerve endings were burnt.
No, kind of lucky there, sort of.
Yeah.
Gotta get my eyes are getting a little smoked out here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not crying because of your story. I got smoke in my eyes.
Oh shit.
Oh, what a day, man! What a frickin' hike. It's funny. I took the dog. We went camped up at the top there, and that's where I videotaped those weird lights a couple years ago. And then another time I was driving to Whistler at nighttime, clear night out, and up top of one of those peaks, like those nasty peaks on the left around Wedge.
Yep.
It was the middle of winter, and there's probably 3 or 4 bright frickin' lights in the rock face. at the top.
Above the
Like
above Wedge Lake.
before you get to the Wedge turnoff.
So where they did that IPP up there?
Yeah. But way up on that side of that basin in the rock face, and it was probably like 10 o'clock at night. It would have been minus frickin' 30, 40 up there. I don't know, I thought maybe some kind of weird rock climbers doing weird shit, but then again, I just kept driving, obviously. I'm like, oh wow, there's some weird lights. Keep driving. Whatever. And then, it's funny, but then that's the first time I videotaped lights. I'm like, no, I'm going to tape this time. And I seen those lights up there, but kind of in the timber, but up to the side. And I was like, 5 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. Whatever. And then, and right there too, these guys emailed me from Whistler, and they were on that, there's a mountain bike trail that goes from there to Whistler, Blackcomb. And they saw one in there in the timber. Great big gray one. Thought it was a guy, they thought it was a bodybuilder in a hoodie, ripping up across the trail. And then I had all those weird lights on my trail camera not far from there a few years ago. And then I also found a footprint in the soil up there on the top of a logging block there, coming down. Whatever, right? Like, whatever. When you seen him, gives a shit. There's a track.
Yeah.
You're not gonna phone the newspaper. Who cares, right? But and then on the other side of the highway, on the back side of. So what the hell is that? What's that mountain on the other side of the road where they got the tours and shit? Between there and the Sioux. What's the name of, all those tours go in that road there and they got zip lining there?
Cougar Mountain.
Cougar Mountain. Buddy of mine, he's actually got a degree of psychology and he's a wicked boxer from Ireland. He was hiking, he was running in that logging road way back in there. He doesn't get this topic any, right? And he goes, yeah, I remember one time there, mate. He used to work for me for a long time in Whistler. And he had something paralleling him in the timber, crashing, scared the living shit out of him as he jogged all the way out. It was crashing through the timber beside him. And then somebody forwarded me, there's some Sasquatch page, BC Sasquatch page or something on Facebook, I don't know. And there's a cabin in the Sioux where the hang gliders jump.
Yeah.
You been in that thing?
Yeah.
That's in the heart, right?
Yeah.
Right there. I've been up there a few times. You can't help but look behind you in that timber line right there. And a set of tracks came down from that timber and crossed the road while they're at the cabin, went down right through the regrowth that kept on going down towards the lower main.
In April, it's snowing.
Yeah, I was in 2 showers today. But anyway, so that's where I was on the other side of the highway. And a couple times I felt pressure because I go quite high up there. And I almost got a limit. Like I've got a limit when I get up there where I just don't go. I don't go into that timber and those rocks up there. I just don't. And I never have. For probably 18 years. I just don't go up there. And I brought the dog. We camped not far from there last night. I got a fire going. Sure enough, as soon as it gets pitch black out, she's like, "Rrr, rrr," pointing at the timber. I'm like, oh God, really? Don't do this. I'm not into this right now. And anyways, we went to sleep. Nothing happened. But now I got the dog with me. It's going to be interesting to see.
Where she takes you?
Well, some of these places where I've felt pressure and uneasy. That thing, Gordon? Red?
There's a red light on the camera.
Oh, yeah, it's working.
Joey Murphy.
Got a tail slapping it down.
Get away from that camera.
But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see when I finally do feel pressure and if she's with me and to see her
See
reaction.
what she does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we told the story before about that friend of yours with a Roddy that wouldn't come out of the house.
Yeah.
Went out of the bed, and then him, Murphy, who fights bears in the front yard, wouldn't get out of the house one day.
Is that right?
They wouldn't, that's when that thing, was slapping the cabin.
Yeah.
And then I let the dog out, and he's like, nope.
Yeah, I was slapping her house.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. So
The dog was shitting itself.
You ever go back up here and look for sheds?
Sheds? No.
My kid wants to go and find some sheds, and I gotta find him a spot.
Are they wintering in there?
Well,
Should be.
yeah, because they're there into the fall. That's where they hunt them up there. And
People hunt up there?
oh, a lot.
How do they get up there?
Well, we've got a road right here.
Oh.
There's a wood lot that's up there.
Oh.
The road goes through here. That's private, so no one else can do it.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's another guy down property down here. He's got a road that gets up to there.
Oh, yeah.
That's also, so you got to know somebody. But I go up there.
That should be good up there then.
I'd go up there in my quad, but it's doing the same thing yours is.
Really?
Brand new, like same year, 2021
Yeah.
quad, Grizzly 700.
Yep.
Yeah, I got, my battery went dead. I put a new battery in it the other day, and I think it's been sitting around all winter. So I got it charged up, but even with the charger on the battery, it won't turn over. But I used to put it in gear and rock it, and then it would turn over, but it won't even do that. So
Yeah, no. So they said it was a starter relay.
yeah, that sounds right about it.
But then they go, yeah, and they go, oh, and something else. It looks like some mice or something chewed some other wires in there, and I'm like, no, they didn't. They did it after it died, because I was using the front yard to jerk the well loose out of the cup, you know, on the winch. And then I went to start it, and I got full power. Everything lit up, and it just would not do anything. Same thing, jerked it, neutral, park, first gear, push it back, push it forward.
Yeah, I think that's.
And then I had to wait a month just to get it in, to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Whatever. So now I'm kind of a little bit gun shy, as I said to him. I go, so, because you know where I'm going, up north of Hudson Hope and shit, by myself. And I go, I got all this cocky confidence. I'm going in the middle of freaking nowhere. I got a brand new quad, and now I got a brand new quad that just might pinch me in the ass.
It's crazy. You almost want to buy old stuff nowadays.
Yeah, I got an old 450, but it's kind of
Guys, that 700 is nice power.
sucks when you get one of those old ones after having a new one.
I
Right?
know.
So the buddy that you just went and visited, has he seen anything?
No. What the guy we're talking about, the toenail one, or?
The guy that told you about him.
Yeah.
You seen him?
I can't remember if he said he's seen him, or there's a section of land down from him that the natives won't let anybody hunt on, because it's an area just the Sasquatch are there. And the big gray ones, like the old ones, the old gray hair ones have been seen. And like this area, families.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if he said he'd seen it or not, just that his buddy had
Come
found
on,
the toenail.
smoke. But he accepts the truth, though, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was actually, it was to the point where his girlfriend was kind of tapping her toes going, come on, we got stuff to do.
I hate it when they do that. Usually it's like, oh, here they go again.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, man, my eyeballs are getting smoked. Should start burning cleaner pretty quick.
Murphy, I need you. Okay, up here. I don't care. Come on.
How many times have you seen them?
Just once.
Once? Was it daylight?
Dusk.
How close?
I don't know what it was. 80, 100 feet. It was in the bush. It wasn't a clear look.
Scared?
No.
Who are you with?
A friend, we were just kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Your buddy see it too?
Oh yeah.
Shit
And
himself?
he's still seeing him. That's Clayton Mack's grandson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're telling me that.
Yeah.
Well, one of the Macs emailed me. I don't know which one.
I don't know if it'd be him or not. I know he's I haven't seen him in years, a lot of years. But
You knew Clayton, right?
yeah. I was only a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, it's funny, you forget the camera's going, but anyways, that Clayton Mack, that was Grizzlies and White Guys, or White Guys and Grizzlies is the name of that book?
Yeah, something. Yeah.
got the book.
I just remember Grizzly Man. There's one. There's a couple. There must be a couple books in.
I think it's Grizzlies and White Guys or Sasquatch or something, whatever. Yeah, he's seen him a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, he's the one I always remember him telling was when they were on the boat and they were going to shore because they saw a bear. I mean, he was a grizzly bear guy, right? So they're going there, and it got up on hind feet and ran away.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't do that. They might, but not that far, not that fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I met some native guys, up in, where was I? I was guiding for a buddy who's got his boat access only fishing on the west coast of the island, Kayukin. And there's a bunch of native guides from the other camp on the other side. We were all having a fire before I was leaving. They came over. They knew about this shit. I knew about my channel line. And this one native kid was with his uncle on a boat, and there's a big red one throwing logs at them from shore. Not logs, but he said like huge chunks of frickin' driftwood. I'm like, really? Yeah. Couldn't believe how far it was throwing. It was throwing them at us, like straight at us.
Yeah.
Didn't make their boat, but it was pissed. Like, get out of here. And that was the same friend of mine that owns that lodge. He had a bunch of native guides working for him, and he was a guy late in October or September, October. They take coho fishermen up the river on Zodiacs, and they fly fish for coho. They had 2 Zodiac loads, and he took his guys, 2 guys, went walking way upriver, and the other gang got out of the Zodiac and they're fishing right there. Went around 2 bends, and he said that this roar, scream, belted at them from the timber so loud, he said it was unbelievable. And they took off, and he said once they got around the 1 bend, and there's still a couple hundred yards to go, the other crew had already jumped in the other Zodiac to leave because of that roar. And then he goes, I had to go back, I had to take my next group back in there, went in there, and there's a driftwood, you know when logs, trees get beat up with the roots still on them? So there's a log with the roots pumped into the middle of the frickin' run in the river, right there, like dunk. He's almost like a,
stop.
you on that side, don't go by this side, right? And he saw that, and then, I think it was that fall, and a couple of the guys from Cayuga phoned him freaking out, and he was texting me. I shared the screenshots of the text and video, and these guys were pit lamping elk near Gold River, and there's a monster. They said this thing was huge in the alders, like right there in front of the truck, freaking out, snapping alders in half. Shit out of him, like pissed. And my buddy was all, I just got this, they're texting me right now, they're shitting themselves. I'm like, no way, crazy, right? Then I had this other young guy email me, and there's a homeless encampment in Campbell River behind the Walmart. They're saving on foods or something, whatever. And he showed me pictures. I put them online. And this thing came right in the back of town at Campbell River behind there, through the encampment. They watched it walk all the way down the back alley. Showed me the pictures of the footprints. That's a weird place for them to end up, eh?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much downtown.
Yeah, no shit.
Funny you're saying that he was texting you stuff while this happening. There's actually, when I was in the hospital, there's a lady on your page that watches you, and she got in contact with me, and she lives in Turkey.
Turkey?
It was like a week later when she first introduced herself, and then her big earthquake happened. And she was texting me on Messenger at the time the earthquake was going on.
No way.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, she was an English teacher over there.
So why was she interested in this?
I don't know. Never come. She just said she saw me on. You talking about me on the page? And
She's hitting on you.
maybe. I don't know.
That's a long distance relationship. Yes. And I live in Turkey, but we can make this work.
I like turkey.
Yeah.
I have one in the freezer.
Yeah, no shit. Huh.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there's so many emails, man. I was kind of pissed off. On my phone, I got wiped because I had, I don't know what there was, 2,500 emails on there.
But it still should be on your server.
Well, it's still in my inbox. I've never erased an email out of my inbox.
Yeah.
But now, because of what I do is I crack an email, and then I have to copy it, and then I put it in my notes. I don't even read them. I'll skim like down a couple lines to just make sure somebody's got something they're going to share, right? Instead of a rant or whatever. Like, I get emails about frickin' everything.
Yeah.
Shit piles of hate mail. I don't like the way you're breathing online. Whatever, right? I don't like the... One guy went out of his way to email him because he couldn't stand that I take my glasses off and put them on. He's driving him nuts. And I'm like, dude, you were nuts way before you came across me. So I just make sure that it's an actual experience or somebody's got something important to share with everybody.
Yeah.
I say, oh yeah, this is important. And then I copy it and I paste it without reading it. And then so what happens is, once I do that, the emails in my inbox are read. So now I've got like 2,500 frickin' emails how am I going to find them? So now I have to go way back in my email inbox and start reading and see if something sounds familiar or not, and then copy it again.
Because I know a few times you're reading going, well, we might have read this one before. Yep, we've read this one before. But it's a good one. So we'll do it again.
Well, why not? It's painless, right? And you know what? How many frickin' new people are on there? You know, there's pushing 300,000 people just in subscribers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Hammer back.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
One of these.
Yeah, and then it's funny, even some people will even email me, hey, you know what? You already read that email from yesterday. So you're just here from entertainment, right? Maybe you should leave. Because this isn't about entertaining your ass. It's either, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, so many people aren't picking up the message. It's like, look, if you don't believe, nobody here gives a shit.
But
Like-
there's people out there that if there's a poll, so what do you vote for, this one or this one? But somebody, and it'll cost you $2 a minute to do this poll, to put that in there. And
What?
somebody will phone or will go in and say, I don't know, undecided. So for $2, you're going to tell everybody you don't know.
Oh my God. There's pay polls?
Pay poll.
You know how much of a, if you're into scamming,
Yeah.
oh, brilliant. Good for
Yeah,
you.
because you're not twisting the guy's arm. You're just saying, hey, if you want to do it, there it is, but it's going to cost you $2.
And I guess there's enough dumbasses to prey on, right?
Millions.
Millions. Yeah, it's unfortunate, right?
It's okay. They all got shots. It's all right.
Yeah, no shit. Well, the good thing though that it seems to be pretty predominantly freaking intelligent people follow the channel. Predominantly.
So you look around at people that are like-minded, I guess, and there's some pretty smart people out there, you know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
are high up in society. They're trash now, just because they have this point of view. But
I think the people, it's the word of the people, man. It is the truth. You know, everyone says people own the power of the people. The people do own the power. Like the other day I was talking about, I don't want to get off course, but just a quick mention, like the other day I was daydreaming about how shit would just stop. Imagine if everybody just stopped.
oh, I saw that. It's exactly true.
If everybody just stopped,
Just say, see ya. That's it. Taking a day off.
those pricks would be instantly, absolutely nothing. Instantly. Like within an hour. Maybe half a day.
Well,
Tops.
see what happened to the transgender when she came on there and did a Bud Light thing. The whole fucking company had her voice has gone right up the fucking thing.
Yeah, I saw today something like down $4 billion and whatever.
Yep. Yep. Did you see Kid Rock's video?
Yeah.
Just unloaded. You know, oh, my friends are like, oh wow, where do I get that gun?
He's a character.
Yep.
I can't share any names, but we've even got some people that are all I can say is very tight with Kid Rock, emailing me nonstop.
Yeah.
Had their own experience,
Yep.
and very tight. So all I can say. But it's people. It's all wakes of. Obviously, it's just human beings. Period. Are having these experiences. There's no way out of it. It's to the point now. You know, I try not to, and I do a good job at not reading the comments because I just can't help it. I don't know why. Because the odd time when I do, it's the day when some prick is on there being a prick, and it's the first one I read.
You can unload on him.
And then I'll give her, right, and I try to stop myself, just look away. Like the other day, I was proud. I stopped myself because some guy goes, you know what? I'm sorry, but I just do not believe any of this horse shit.
Why are you here?
I'm sure everybody's doing this. I'm sure you know, but I just do not. Blah, blah, blah. And then I started to reply. I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. But guess what? There isn't one person here that gives a shit what you think.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't accept this as fact. It doesn't matter. But it seriously doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit about anybody what they think or not here. It's your own personal ride. You come here, take what you need or leave it, and nobody gives a shit. It's your own puzzle, man. Your own ride. We're all on each other's ride, but we're here to feed off each other, help each other when the need arises, and share what you got. Like, I get shit piles of emails and I'll kind of go, I'll read it. Oh, whatever. Whatever I rarely say what I personally think or not online because it doesn't matter. Well, there's another one. Take from what you will or leave it. Oh, here's another funny one. I said something about in the video today. A few times now, I've had people, like a while back, you know when you're using your lens and the light's off, whatever, you got a dirty lens or something, you'll get that turquoise little
Yep.
ball.
Okay, there's more to that, but go ahead.
But you know what I mean, though,
Yep,
when you're using
yep,
your
I know
lens,
the one,
it's
yep,
full on you and the camera.
Yep.
It's the lens. We both say we got this exact same camera. And what is it? Is it dirty lens or is it, what is it does that? Like I was trying to film down the lake, the full moon coming up one night with my 400, and I could see that little tiny green dot as well. And I'm like, shit. How do you get rid of that?
You don't. It's in the sunlight, and if you want to get into a whole different subject of that, it's things that your camera will see that your eye can't.
Oh, okay.
You know, we've talked about orbs.
Right.
These ones are blue and green. And blue orbs they're just things that your camera will catch that the human eye won't.
So, because I was early in the morning one morning, up north hunting. It was like March 30, still dark. Clear night, and the moon was really bright. I'm like, oh, cool. I want to take a picture of the moon, but I could see that same little lens flare, whatever it was. But it was on my camera. It wasn't an orb.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think it?
Well, I've never, especially at night, I do a lot of moon stuff, and I've never ever seen, like, and believe me, I got dirty lens. You know, I mean, you don't get it all. Normally, I always associated the blue with a light fragment that hits something, whether it is on your lens and makes it go that way. But at nighttime,
Well, I'm moving my lens and I'm moving the dot.
so it's there.
Yeah, it's me. Well, but getting back to my point being, so I said, this guy, there's this green orb. We saw this green orb. It showed up in the picture. I go, oh. And all I did is I just mailed back and I go, well, sometimes I got that shows up in my lens. And it might be dirtier, so maybe try it again. And holy shit, if I didn't touch base with frickin' Karen and Nancy Pants. And the dude went full ballistic on me. You're just like the rest of them, you fraudulent son of a bitch, turning it around. We know what we saw. And I'm like, whoa, I'm just saying, I don't know what you saw. Maybe you try it again and see if it's your lens.
What do you call a guy Karen?
Huh?
What do you call a guy Karen?
All I heard is Kevin.
Okay, I didn't know.
I just call it prick. Right? But anyway, but as an example, though, of people blowing a gasket, the shit that I get on the side that people don't see, and that person went to posting comments on every single social media page I had, and trying to tear me down because he didn't like what I said about his photograph of the orb in the sky. Dude, I wasn't there. And then I had another guy the other day sent in a photo of a Sasquatch. I put it on the video. I posted pictures. You want me to share a picture? I'll share the picture. And here's this dark thing in the timber. And I'm just reading. I'm looking on my phone. I'm reading a million emails, and I'm looking at this photo on my phone. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything myself. Kind of looks like a stump to me. I don't know. I wasn't there. Well, if the guy didn't go sour ass, Nancy Pants, and blow a frickin' gasket. You son of a bitch. You're just like the rest of those dirty...
Is there any way of finding, like, on that comment, taking that guy's name and blocking him?
Well, when somebody gets out of hand, like, I'll get a lot of people email me and say, you know, you gotta take care of this person. They're being evil. They're being rude. They're attacking, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, God, I don't got time to referee online, for God's sakes. Just don't read it. But we did have a couple stalkers. Like, there's a guy there that was a real psycho. If anything, he's probably dead or in jail by now, I'd imagine. And I had to seek him out. And so what you do is you go to their comment, you hit on their little picture of them, or the name, and that takes them to your page. Their page, and then you have to click open the page, and there's 3 dots in the top right corner,
and then you can block,
and you block them. That's how you can do it. I've done that. I've probably blocked hundreds of people just from being evil, dirty, filthy bastards, and we have no room here for your ass. I don't give a shit if you say something bad about me, or if I piss you off. I don't care. I'm not going to block you for that. Whatever. You can hang out. But like I said in today's video, you know, you're in my house, man. I open up the door to the world. You're going to come in my house and start stinking it up. We're just going to kick your ass out of here. And nobody gives a shit about your feelings here. Right? Who gives a shit? That's part of the problem in society, is everybody catering to all these lunatics' feelings. Oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. How dare you call that...
What's that? What's the word for that?
Insanity?
God. Brain blank here. Yeah, no, the world's full of them. I know when COVID first started, and then my Facebook page had like 1,600 people on it. Not my business page, but just my personal page. And before 2020 was over, there was like 400 people left.
You got that many idiots following your shit?
I just blocked fucking everybody.
Oh, did you?
I just like going through, going, oh, no, don't like your attitude.
Yeah.
I don't need any negativity in my life.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
The dark feeds off the dark, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, quick side note. Every time I glance up there, like I was up that radio tower one time. I went up there a few times to film some videos for my hunting apps. Sheep hunting was perfect up there on the top.
Yeah.
And I remember one time being up there feeling kind of weird.
I've walked all that through, there's from the radio tower, if you kind of go this way, and you come down to where a glacier is made a lake, and it's like melting a bit, and all through there. And you just sit in the rock and listen. You know, it's a big grizzly country up there. But, you know, I've never seen anything, but...
Didn't feel it. Have you ever felt weird?
Oh, I felt weird lots of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you describe that?
When the hair kind of goes back up in your neck and there's no reason. I don't know.
You ever feel pressure from like a patch,
intuition?
like from a patch of timber or a slope of a hill or anything? Like,
That's I don't want to go there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get that a
Many
lot.
times. Many times.
Yeah.
And that's without... I take the dogs with me sometimes, but a lot of times if you don't want a bear to chase you, don't take your dog.
Oh shit. They bring him back every
Bring
time.
him right back to you. I was having a piss right there, and Murphy was chasing the grizzly out there, and I didn't know what was going on. I just saw the dog barking, and I look up, and the dog's running towards me, and I'll look behind him, and there's a big grizzly, and I'm like, oh boy, this is a bad place to have your hand right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how many people don't know that. And all those dog walkers, they're running to those dog walkers now and then. You believe how many of those dogs they let run loose? It's like, what are you thinking? And then all of a sudden, like at Wedge or other place, you see missing dog sign pictures all over the place. Like, do you think?
Well, you're talking Cougar Mountain, a lot of dog walkers go up there,
Yeah.
like a lot of Whistler, and they just... I've never heard any bad stories. Well, I've heard bad stories about dogs in Cougar Mountain. That's when that one guy had all the dogs.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Well, I had a pack of wolves follow me on that power line right there at Wedge. Broad daylight, little bastards, 10 in the morning. I got on my cell phone. You know, dogs and wolves.
nope. We've got 9 here right now.
Oh, do you?
Neighbors moved over here and built, so I can't do anything about them over there. So I just got to live with it.
They come in here?
Dogs keep them away.
Wolves?
I've seen them like on the other side of the creek of that tree line there. I've seen him gray about that big. God, he was huge, and he come walking through. You know those Walt Disney movies with the fangs and the drool, and he kind of looks back at you. That's what he did.
Oh, he had attitude?
He just did not care. I was there. Went to get my rifle, and he just gone. Female come up a little higher up here, and she must have got a whiff of me. And she just turned. She was gone.
Are they a problem here?
Or for the deer, they don't bother. I mean, they're not taking anybody's dogs out or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guy down the road here about 3 years ago, I think he lost 2 of his dogs.
Yeah.
Over the years, not at one time.
They don't tolerate canines, man.
They're big black ones, man. He's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, big black and a big gray. But the big black, I've seen him walk right down the road. Yep, walk over to the neighbor's yard, walk up there.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't care.
Yeah, I took a pack out up at the fire chief's place. Why do I always forget his name? Great guy. Sadakaku.
With the buffalo?
Yeah.
The bison?
Yeah, I went and whacked a pack up there.
I pass him all the time. I can't remember his name right now.
I don't know why.
Sorry.
I love the guy. I got so much respect for him. He's awesome.
Yeah,
And
he's a nice
my
guy. He's a
Clayton
good
Mack, or no, it's Russell Mack.
Russell Mack.
Yeah, Russell Mack. I'm sure Russell isn't following this shit, but if you are, Russ, sorry, man. Nothing but respect.
Yes.
Yeah, they're out a bunch of grief. They're chasing dogs right up to the front porch there, so saying if they are a problem, they can be dealt with.
There's been people all winter long sightings with cougars from Birkin all the way up to Devine.
Oh yeah.
And you see, I haven't seen them up here since last year, but although I spent a couple months in the hospital, so I wasn't here for the prime time for the cougars.
They're here.
Oh, they're here.
How about I won't say his last name. You know, Travis. I don't know Travis very well. Met him a few times. He's a logger.
Yep.
What does he know about this topic?
I don't know. Doesn't really talk about it much.
Doesn't he?
No.
But I won't say their names, but there's a potato farm family halfway up the meadows. Been there for a few generations. Last name starts with H.
Yep.
So their wife messaged me last summer, and their kids seen one right in the back 40 right there this last summer. She was shitting herself. What are we gonna do? I'm like,
Big and hairy?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, right there.
Could we talk to her?
Yeah, yeah, seen in the very back.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was running Rick Gander's trap line back there, up that logging road that goes in. What's the name of that dam? Up to the Camel's Foot.
Oh, Camel Hump.
Camel Hump? You know the road.
South Creek.
Eh?
South Creek and goes up back, or
No, not South
one
Creek.
before that?
Right before the Camel Hump. There's that one that cuts in between the properties.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yep. Right across the street, down through below,
Yes, yeah. So Rick told me.
over the Ryan.
Yeah, the Rhine.
Ryan
Up the
Creek,
Rhine.
Up the Ryan Valley. Yeah.
Rhine Creek. So Rick told me that about 8.5 kilometer is void of life for like the next 3 or 4 kilometers. He says, I don't know why. That patch is just, there's nothing. Like,
Because there's an old cabin up there. There's like Grizzlies hang. There's big grizzly country up there.
yeah, lots of grizzlies in there.
Yeah. They go back down into the Rutherford and come up.
Yeah, I trapped the shit out of that place for a while. So. A little creeped out in there, but not too bad. Whatever. But that, you know, where is there? A whole pile of stuff is going on the old Tinkle Road.
Branch 12. Like
Yeah.
right over there.
I know, it's
As
right over the
as
top.
the crows flies, it's right over there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Yeah, a kid from Whistler emailed me, and his dad was timber cruising in there, right above the timber. Or was he hunting? But he works for forestry. And I forget his description of what he heard was a combination of a roar, a gunshot, and a car accident. And he said it was like X amount of yards away, and it was closing in on him rapidly, and towards we got like 50 yards away from him, and then he just like he got the hell out of there. I was in the back of Pauline.
Well, that's. That used to be a lot of goats up there.
Yeah, they're still there.
Yeah, there's only, well, I don't know, 9 or 10, maybe more now. I don't know, but there used to be more. And then I've seen pictures of when they made the logging road, and they logged that back in. The big cat, the goats over the front blade. They were
No
just
way.
going up there. Just
No shit.
yeah, that's why there used to be more.
Well, I know the cats and the wolves hammer the shit out of them.
No.
The cats love them.
No, sorry, D8 cat, like a.
Oh yeah. But I mean
yeah,
yeah.
kitty cats, yeah.
But I mean the big cats do.
Yeah.
But there's another guy emailed me too. So you know when you drive at the bottom of Pauline, going up the main line before you get to turn off, and on the left you're basically beside the river.
Yep.
There's a guy camped right there, and there's a set of eyeballs behind one of those stumps between him and the water. And he said it was like 9 or 10 feet off the ground. And then a bunch of other shit happened to him, and he goes, "Well, there's no footprints, no nothing."
There's a game cam right across the road.
Oh, up in
With
Owl Creek.
Mallet's there.
Malwich, yeah. A couple of them, yeah. Yeah, lots of stuff around there. And then that long straightaway up Meager. And on the right in that big cedar swamp is where I built that stand. There's a big swamp back in there, and that sucker got peeled down.
On the Meager Road or on the main line on the
Yeah, so
forestry
you know
road?
you cross that, was it Salmon Slough or whatever?
Oh yeah.
You cross
Yep.
Salmon Slough, and it
Yep.
doubles back, and then it's that long straightaway.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I've walked that whole swamp on the right in there. It is spookier than shit in there in those big cedars. And there's game trails in there, you couldn't believe.
Yeah, lots. I've been going in there getting firewood. Yeah.
Oh, have you? Because there's that big, once the spring kicks in, all that brush, that shit-eating brush on the right side, it's
Yeah,
like
can't
10,
see nothing.
can't get through it. Nobody goes in there.
Nope.
The trails in there are that's where I hung that bait. I hung a chunk of meat, wrapped it up in that mesh that you get for screen doors.
Yep.
And then I put that, that twine for commercial fish netting. You buy,
Yeah, I know.
buy,
Yeah, I
what is it?
I've rebuilt nets. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is like
Yeah.
that thin. I hang moose quarters that shit. So anyways, I strung it on one, it's just cedar trees like that. And I hung it on one cedar to the next, and I hung that sucker up about, I don't know, 9 or 10 feet off the ground. And I left a trail camera because I know I'm going to get a grizzly on the trail camera. And sure enough, I got one. Wolverine, black bears, and everything. But the stuff that's
Wolverine that low?
oh yeah,
Okay, I knew
Well,
they
not
were,
all the
I knew
time.
they were further up. Yeah, I didn't know they were that low.
yeah. I had an incidental catch Wolverine right near there on the main, right on the side of the river. Sucker, all the willow all around him looked like firecrackers blew up. He went ape shit. Yeah, these things are, and it just looks around. You think, oh my god, if that thing got a hold of you, Wolverine got a hold of your ass, there'd be nothing left.
We had a family up in Mamcombe.
Really?
Mamcombe Road in Squamish. You go up, and you get up about, I don't know what it is, 12 or 13 kilometers. You turn left to go over Skookum Creek, and we put an IPP up there.
Oh yeah.
And one week, 6 Wolverine. Mom, dad, kids, they're all
No
just
way.
come trotting down.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, me either.
That must have looked cool.
I got video of one in the truck when he was running down the road, but I didn't get because there was just too many, hey, Wolverine over here. Hey, Wolverine over here.
No
On the radio.
shit.
They're just like, what the hell? They're just
Crazy.
migrating through.
That's a 1 in a billion.
Yeah, I know it. I've never even heard of something like that.
I've never even seen a young one.
Yeah. No, it.
No way.
I seen him on the cut lines up
Hey,
in Fort St.
he's
John.
so cute. Up your arm like a
Tasmanian
chainsaw.
devil. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Here, kitty, kitty.
I'm gonna go find some dry wood again.
Want another of these things?
Oh, man, I'm gonna get it closer.
They're supposed to be good for you.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
Oh, that's mine. That was yours, sorry. Oh, what I was getting at it looking up there, have you ever heard any screams around here?
Not here, no. No, I've heard people's recording of screams, but new site.
Oh, you did, eh?
Yeah.
What'd it sound like?
You know how wolves are kind of eerie? 10 times.
No way, so they got a good recording.
Oh, yeah.
They still got it?
I'm sure she does, yeah. It was on Facebook.
No shit.
Yeah.
What if that must be, oh, what was his name? Gilmore the Farrier?
Dave?
Yeah, Dave. Because he was at my place doing my horses a few years back, and he seen one run across in front of his truck right at the bridge, eh? It's kind of weird hearing a drone here.
It is, and I don't like it. I don't like people spying on me.
Got a shotgun?
Yeah. No. Is that
Me neither. Anyway, Dave saw one go across the road in front of him right after he crossed the bridge to go up to Newside.
Yeah, I've heard lots of stories of it right there, right at the bridge.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
And then there's that other real nice guy that used to work at the beer store forever. Funny guy.
Whistler?
You know, the native guy in town?
Yeah, he whistles. We call him Whistler. Delbert.
Delbert. Yeah, he said he's followed one. He's hitchhiking all the time, right? He said hitchhiked back from work to the news site. He's walking up the road in the dark, and this thing's following up the road. And he goes, "I just said I don't need this shit. Leave me alone."
That's what it is, too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's another guy down in town here. I told you about it last year, but he never made it over. He's got a whole bunch of stories. And he'll sit like this.
Where's he from?
He's from Pemberton area.
Native guy? White guy?
No, white guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he like right into it or something? Or he just had bad luck and bumped in all
Oh,
the time?
no. He's open-minded to a point. You know, he's not maybe all of it, but the Sasquatch part he's good.
But you seen him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did he say where?
No. Where did he? Yeah, I can't remember. But he's willing to sit down and.
Oh, he wants to sit down and bullshit about it?
Yeah, I asked him if he would do it, and I said you were looking for people that actually sit down and.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
And down here in Pemberton.
What does he do?
Just a handyman, carpenter.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of guy.
Sane?
Yep. Same as me and you.
Poor bastard. But getting back to Dave, he told me he knew of a woman in the news site who had a recording and had one outside her kitchen window.
That sort of sounds like
It's probably her.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, so much shit goes on around there.
I can't remember who it was, but I can find out. It's easy enough to do.
Well, there's a lot of real good people there, and they email me quite often. A couple young guys email me, and one young kid, him and his uncle were cousin, were floating in a raft down the Birkenhead trout fishing. And there's one not far from the log home place.
Yep.
It's down the river looking at him and step back in. And then I had some other kids were catching the bus, and they saw one standing in the willows right there beside the log place looking at him, right there. And then that other one walked right across the road by the store, broad daylight, with a fish in his hand. I was doing a job in Owl Ridge.
Got Chevron, that store? Or what store are you talking?
The old store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, walked right across. The whole community was going, what the heck?
Yeah.
And the native guys are working on the job because it's funny. It's hard not to say people's names, right?
I know. I get to bite my tongue halfway through.
Yeah, I know. But you know him. He was living in his trailer across from Walker's place.
Yes.
Yeah. He was around the job.
Okay.
And he was saying that half the guys at the job were all freaking out because they got to get the women and children in because the Sasquatches are around the neighborhood. And he's kind of half smirking. I'm like, there's no smirking going on here, man.
That whole area, the whole old reserve part.
Yeah, that whole intersection.
You know, the old, if you go where you got you're coming in to town from Pemberton into Mount Currie, and you got that hard 90 that goes towards Chevron. If you turn right to go down the old reserve there used to be an old store in the corner called Six of Sixes. And there's a slough right through there. And so many sightings.
Down there, towards the green.
Yeah, I guess towards the green, but I mean, probably only from that main Portage Road, probably only 100 yards, 200 yards down. There's a slough that goes all through there.
Yeah, well, I remember, what's his name? Rene DeHinden's kid. You remember that Rene DeHinden? Yeah, his son lives in town, eh? I forget his first name. And I was talking to him one time, and he said the cops got called down. So past the rodeo grounds, but before the Birkenhead Bridge, before it gets to the lake, one of those houses on the right there, they don't walk right through the front yard.
Yeah.
And their outdoor dogs never been in the house before, all bolted into the house. In front of 3 or 4 people, they phoned the cops. And then he told me there was 15 and 17-inch prints up and down the green, right back in there. And they're here in the house, going back from the switchbacks on the bottom of the Duffy to the other side.
It's almost like from the Duffy on that whole hillside that goes over to the new site. That's where you hear, because the house on the left just before the bridge, because my friends lives there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They got to have some.
No, he's always hearing shit.
Yeah, they have to have tons of stories.
Even saw an eagle take a heron out of the air one day.
Oh, no shit, eh?
Sitting there drinking beer.
I don't believe it. I've seen them take seagulls out of the air before. Yeah, that whole area, the switchbacks especially. Yeah, and the Twin one.
Yeah. All done.
Out of 9 people that seen him in Twin. Oh, no, 9 people seen him in Joffrey Lakes one night camping in there. Seen him come right up over the top of the glacier and drop down.
What, at the top lake? Or?
I don't know. I've never even been in there.
Oh, God, I wouldn't go there. Too many people.
I never go where people go. That's why I've never been there, right?
You can't even. Nowadays, you can't just drive up there and park and go for a hike. You got to pay.
Yeah, of course you do, because so many people go there. Oh, hey, all right.
Big sign as you come into Pemberton. No cell service at Joffrey Lakes. You got to pay here. You got to pay on your phone now.
Yeah, you keep going there. Keep them all there. Perfect. Keep them there. But yeah, and that one native guy that works for the band, I was up at the dump about the new site.
Oh, yeah. I've been there.
Yeah, it's creepier than shit on that road.
Yeah.
And what's the story of those cabins on that lake in there? You know that road?
The new site, that one, those are, they're just guys that got, that's all reserve land.
Is it those swamps, those lakes up top there?
Yep.
Like, what's the deal with those? A couple of them are abandoned, eh?
There was a guy that had a mill just up there, like he had another house that was Harry Dick.
Oh, well, there's a handle to grow up with.
Yeah, he passed. But, yeah, he was one up there, and then on that road, really.
Can you imagine living in those cabins? No thanks. You can't get more of a bullseye.
Yeah.
Between Owl Ridge and the new site?
Yeah, exactly.
On that road?
Because that road, it goes right right into Owl Ridge. So when you come down, because you can't, we can't, from the bridge that goes over to Birkenhead at Owl Ridge, south, down, we can't fish there. We can fish out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, maybe that's what the reserve part is down there. So they've got
yeah, it's creepy in there, man. You couldn't pay me to walk that road at night by myself. No way.
I did a lot of work on that road.
Really?
Yeah. We built it or something, we raised it or something.
You know, there's another house at the bottom of the Duffy. It's tucked in the timber there. When you come down off the switchbacks on the right, just before you get to the lake, there's a driveway there.
Yep.
Somebody's got to be living there, eh?
There's a, what's his name? Japanese guy.
Oh, yeah?
He used to. I don't know. Maybe he sold it. But yeah, so it looks like it's been more. Someone's doing more building, putting more stuff in there.
Whoever lives in that house, I would bet the farm they got a story. And then that house was right on the edge of the mouth of the river.
Yep, I know that.
Yeah, I know some kids who were playing down there, playing soccer, and there's one sitting there watching them playing soccer in the timber right at that house, right there.
Yep.
And other friends of mine live down at the, what's it called, Heather Jean or whatever?
Yep.
And she could hear him screaming up on the slope, on the high side there. That whole zone.
That old strip.
That whole zone. And then what's that logging road once you get up top switchbacks, past Joffrey, Van Horlick.
Yep.
No, Van Horlick.
Van Horlick's on the left, that's that big gravel pit area. And on the right-hand side, there's another road that goes up.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
one you're talking about.
Yeah, so these guys, last guy I would ever dream of even bringing this topic up to. Hockey player, permanent guy, A-type, asshole, you know, like just firing shit at you every chance to get, you know, just a funny, like one of the guys, hockey, like a full-on hockey player, chucking shit, razz the shit out of your buddy no matter what you got on him, you know what I mean? So the last guy you'd ever bring this topic up to, came from Ontario. And then we were on that hunting forum, and this topic came up, and people started babbling about it, and all of a sudden he comes out of left field, you better bloody well rights believe they're real, they're real. I'm like, what? Right? So I text him like, dude, what's up? You seen one of these things? He goes, yeah. No way. Where at? Pat Van Horlick. We're out there, he does that ski tour shit. You know those psychos that backpack in there and
Yeah, yeah.
they climb the mountain and ski down it? Like, there's a chairlift right up the road. But anyway, they were the handful of guys in there in summertime building their ski tour cabin at the head of Van Horlick. And he said, I got out of the cabin, we're just having a frickin' afternoon siesta snooze, and this thing's just standing there looking at me. I'm like, what? How far away? I don't know, 50 yards, right down by the creek. What would it look like? Grayish black, huge. What'd you do? I don't know. The thing just turned around and walked away and walked into the woods and disappeared. Did you tell your buddies? Like, no. Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, right now we're sitting here, if I went over there to take a piss, and I see a 10-foot tall, hairy, naked dude stand there, I'm telling you about it.
You better. Who's in my
Right?
yard?
Isn't that bizarre how many people don't say shit? I just don't get that part.
I've even heard stories of the guy seeing him up in Blowdown, which is, you got Van Horlick, and then you go further down. It's actually what they call the halfway point between the highways, the Lillooet
Oh, yeah.
highways brings it up to Blowdown, and then Pemberton comes up there. There's a road up there, and I've heard stories up there too, and that's really, as a crow flies, that's really,
It's right there,
it's
same
like
place.
Kilometer,
Yeah, there's been,
kilometers away.
there was a sighting, couple seen one run across a duffy with a goat under its arm, mountain goat. And then just this year, when I was going up north, my dear friend that emails me through this from Mount Curry said that shit was going down at the boat ramp at Duffy Lake. There's a grumpy one there chucking rocks at people, boulders.
What if he lives in that cabin? You ever see that cabin on the other
Yeah,
side?
what's up with that cabin?
It's been there for years. My well, the guy that I told you that lives at the bottom of Duffy, just before the bridge on the left-hand side, his I don't know, his grandfather or someone in his relatives that built that cabin.
Is it a trapper's cabin?
Yeah, it's pretty much it.
I know I tried to walk across the log jam one time and I got 3/4 away and I couldn't make it any
Yeah.
farther. Like, shit.
This winter, I went to where the hell I go? I was out Lillooet, and I come back that way, and I see snow prints going across the lake on the ice.
Oh, yeah.
I walked over it.
Yeah, I seen prints going along the whole lake on the backside one time with two guys. And my one guy's like full on, no. And I go, look at those things. That is not a human being. We're looking at those prints from this side of the lake. It's frozen snow. And he's looking up. There's probably skiers. Yeah, no. People aren't skiing down up
Not
there.
here, no.
No. You could totally see it cruising along that backside of the lake. And then I had Whistler Search and Rescue. A friend of mine's wife works for them. Or is with them, whatever they do, not volunteer. And they sent me prints from, they were looking for a guy that disappeared hiking on some trail between Vancouver, North Van and Squamish or something. Prints up there. But anyways, they saw, they saw 17-inch prints at the Wendy Thompson hut. Wendy Thompson hut's top of the switchbacks. No, farther up. Just before Joffrey, just at Joffrey. You hang a left in that timber. And you go west, and the Wendy Thompson hut's in there. You can Google it. And they found prints in there 17 inches long, and they sunk 3 times deeper than them in the snow.
And you said that's just whereabouts? Just before past Joffrey on the right hand side?
Yeah, I think the Wendy Thompson hut is...
Because there's a parking lot off to the right hand side that people go into all the time.
Yeah, there's an old deactivated road that cuts off through the Christmas trees right there.
Yes.
You go in there,
I know this one.
and it's back in there.
Yeah.
And it's heading down towards the lake.
I used to pick huckleberries in there.
Oh, yeah?
Me and the Grizzlies.
Yeah, lots of grizzlies up there.
I didn't pick many huckleberries.
Yeah, there's shit piles of grizzlies around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I know another kid from Pemberton. Him and his grandfather were trout fishing on Duffy Lake at this end, and something got up right in the grass right at the end of the lake in the meadow there, and got up right in front and walked away. Yeah, it's endless around here, eh? It's endless around everywhere. It's just a matter of finding people that'll crack open about
Just
it.
talking about it. I mean, there's thousands of stories, and a lot of
Yeah.
people are just, nope, don't want to talk about it. There's a guy down the end of the lake. There's it's called Birkenhead Lake Estates. There's the other, on the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
side there.
Well, that's where that guy apparently had the photo of him.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, we never did get that.
The other infamous photo that never frickin'
Wow.
shows up.
Found the trailer, but to all everybody looking, no, it's all cleaned out.
Shitty, eh? Polaroid. He was taking him food. Up that, so,
Yeah.
what is that main line called that goes up to Tankwell from this side? Isn't it gated now?
It's gated right before the good huckleberry picking.
Of course it is, right?
Apparently, we're taking too many huckleberries, and the Grizzlies aren't getting their share.
Oh my
So they got to
God.
put a gate up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, before that went down, and before the bridge was taken out, because you go up, remember? Go along,
Yeah.
and then you hang a right, cross that bridge, then double back, and wrap around,
Yeah.
and go up in there. And I went up in there when I was intentionally looking for them, which I don't do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on my old 450 Yamaha, sitting there, and I could hear something thumping, is either thumping on the ground or thumping on a stump or thumping on the base of a big tree, and I could hear that over top of my quad motor in the timber downhill from me, like right there, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I turned around and took off. But then it's years later, then that guy contacted me and told me about that dude taking them food, and got a picture of him with the Polaroid, and he described it almost bullseye to right where I was, is where he was taking the food, right there.
You wonder if those Polaroid pictures would even last this long. Because they dissolve over time.
Do they?
Yeah, well, you know, if they're put away in a dark spot, I guess they'll be fine. But if you get any sunlight on them over time, they're going to fade. But, I mean, that was a while back, too.
Oh, and that guy, and I can't say his name, it's toughy, because so many people are like, don't say nothing. Don't say my name.
Yeah.
Don't say your name. I can't even say what he did for work, but he ran into them right over here all the time, right there.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where he said that when he looked at the Polaroid, he goes, they definitely weren't the ones I was seeing. Like, this guy's telling me flat out all these stories. I'm like, holy shit. Sounds frickin' solid, man. The way, there was a lot more of the emails, names, places, employment, everything.
Well, I got a friend that lives over there, and he puts his, like, he'll record stuff at night, and you hear the owls going, and all of a sudden he's like, what the hell? That's not normal.
Oh, he's doing it right now?
He does, yeah, he sent you some stuff.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but I think there was one thing he sent you that just for you, and says don't post it, but I think you misunderstood it and don't post any of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Do you remember what he sent me? Recordings or something?
Recordings just of some sounds, just like something wasn't, because he played it for me, and you know, there's owls in there, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, wait a minute, that's not normal.
I wonder why he wouldn't want it posted.
I don't know.
People are funny, eh?
But he's like, it follows your page, and he's a good guy, and
Yeah, well, some people just, I don't know, it's just the way they feel, and you got to honor their feelings, right?
yeah.
Like, I get a lot of people that say, I've mentioned about some of the stuff I've sent to me, and people say, please don't share this publicly. Okay. And then people say, they'll try to shame me into trashing my word and trust and suing,
Yeah.
screw him, you're just as bad as everybody else, share it. What?
It's like a reporter revealing the sources, you know? Don't do
Yeah.
it.
But I always tell people before my phone got wiped, I always tell her, hey, you bump into me in public, I got one on video, I'll show it to you. I showed tons of people that video in public. But they said don't put it online, so I don't put it online. They say the green light, then I will. But it's going to cost somebody, who knows. The way that guy got, he probably did some prison time. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Military prison time or something, right?
Well, it goes along with everything that goes on in this world. Like, we haven't been told the truth, like where we come from and
No,
all that stuff. And there, the Sasquatch part of it is just a fraction of what's out there that we haven't been told about.
It's a butt hair.
You know, it's just one little bit.
Yeah.
And I guess if you get somebody that will believe, you know, you show them enough evidence and they'll believe the one thing, well, maybe their minds will start opening up and figure out other things they've been bullshit about.
Well, I think the Smithsonian, the Vatican, is probably the worst criminal organization that has absolutely gone out of the way to erase the true history of everything.
The Vatican, Catholic religion, and I'm sorry for anybody that's religious out there, they don't worship God. They worship the devil. End of story. You go to Europe. I've been there. You go to these big churches and stuff, gargoyles and snakes and things and teeth and like that. Making you feel good
there?
about walking into a church. You know, not the Vatican, but I mean other in London and in other places in Europe.
Yeah.
All the churches are all with all this stuff, and it's like, holy crap, this doesn't seem very happy. You know?
Yeah, it's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
One we probably share the same views on, without a doubt. But it's one of those topics where it's going to cause a new little... No, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, all right, let's just say I was with a hockey team. Every year, some of the players just kept on getting pinched, raping little boys. Well, you can't say something bad about my hockey team. It's just the odd player every couple of years.
Yeah.
Like 20 of them. It's no different. It's like, okay, well, how many of those priests... Here we are going down that lane, right?
I mean, they don't get punished. They get taken to a different church with uglier kids.
They get protected.
They put them with ugly kids, so maybe the kids won't get hassled.
Yeah, kids that have no family. Anyway, yeah, it's a tough topic for me to talk about because I go instant frickin' aggro. I just want to go deal with them the way they should be dealt with and just get it done and move along.
Yeah.
But you can't. I guess you could, but whatever.
It didn't happen. We didn't get the sheep. And now it's a blizzard and we don't know where the sheep went. But we saw a 3-year-old ram, 2 ewes and a lamb. And I don't know, I guess we got about 10 miles to go or something to get to some firewood. We're almost out of food and we don't have a map. We don't know where we are. Yeah.